Hi, I'm Amy.
I'm Laura.
And we are Two Paper Girls.
Today we're doing our July wrap up and we have both had pretty amazing reading months.
We did so well this month because we took part in the Cramathon.
That was our first ever readathon and we really enjoyed it, and it definitely helped boost our read pile for this month.
So we have a lot to get through today, so let's just get into it. The first book I read in July is Balzar by Meg Wolitzer. I think I gave this book 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads because I was really excited to read it. The premise sounds really good, about a bunch of really smart teenagers and having some sort of mental problem, but the way that it was dealt with in this book I just didn't like at all. At the big twist at the end, I just thought it was a bit underwhelming for what it was. So this book I would recommend still because it was a good read. I got through it really fast, but I just didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would.
My first book in July was Crown of Midnight by Sarah J Maas, the second book in the Throne of Glass series. It took me forever to get around to this book and I don't know why. It took me nearly a year since reading Throne of Glass, but it was amazing. I absolutely loved this book. The character development was really great. The world grew quite a lot. There were some shocking moments, good and bad, all the way through. It was really action-packed and I absolutely loved it. 5 stars. It was amazing.
The next book I read was We All Looked Up by Tommy Wallach. I read this as soon as I picked it up because it just sounds amazing. It's about 4 teenagers and it's in multiple perspective, and it follows their lives when they discover that an asteroid has 66% chance of destroying the Earth and they've only got 33 of survival. And this book was just so awesome. It was like the apocalypse, but it might not happen, and it was just about how they coped with it, and the ending, I wasn't expecting that ending. It made me feel like really sad. I cried. I think I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it.
The next book I picked up this month was Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alisanes. I'm really bad at names. This book was everything I expected it to be. It was really quick, just really cute and summery. I really loved it. I gave it 4 stars. I did guess kind of where the story was going, mainly because of some of the stickers on the front of the book. For me, sort of gave it away, but I was fine with it. It was just really heartwarming. The characters was really good, and it was just adorable. It was like it was kind of written really simply but also really beautifully. Like at times it had really simple sentences and then at other times it would just hit you with its deepness, and I really liked that, and yeah, this book was great.
The next book I read is Berserk by Michael Grant. I've lost the dust jacket a long time ago. But anyway, this book is very sci-fi. It's about a family who have made these things called bots that go into your head, and it's called Going Into the Flesh. And it's like they jump onto people and brainwash them, and it's really creepy. And Michael Grant's writing is just so thrilling. It never stops from start to finish. It wasn't my favourite because sci-fi just isn't my favourite genre, and it's probably my least favourite Michael Grant book because of this, but I still gave it 3 out of 5 stars. It was a good read. Before me and Laura show you what we read in the Cramathon, I'm going to show you 2 more books that I read before then, and one of those is All the Bright Places by Jennifer Neven. This book, oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting it when I was, but I kind of denied it. I was like, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The ending, it's just not. Everything's going to be fine. It wasn't. I cried and I cried and I cried. This book was so depressing. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars instead of a 5 because it took me a while to get into. It just didn't really have anywhere to go. It was just more of like a feelings book. It didn't really have much of a plot for me until the end. So that's why it got 4, but this book was brilliant. And the last book I read in July before the Cramathon was the Alex Crowe by Andrew Smith. I did a review of it. It's a really good book. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Andrew Smith is bae.
And after that we took part in the Cramathon, which was loads of fun, and we read these books, but go check out our Cramathon wrap up to see in more detail what they're all about and what we thought about them. I read a bit of The Iron Trial by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare in the Cramathon, but I actually finished it off afterwards. I really enjoyed this book. I'm going to review it and that will go up some point after the booktubeathon because that's coming up and that's going to be crazy for videos, so a review of this will be coming up. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. It was just a cute magical school book. It only got better as it went along, and I'm excited to read The Copper Gauntlet in September.
The penultimate book that I read this month is The Crown of Midnight by, not Cassandra Clare, by Sarah J Maas. I love this book too. It was so good. When Laura was reading it, she was on a hype. She was like, "Oh, you need to read it. You need to read it so we can talk about it." So I was like, "Okay, I'll read it." And I read it after the Cramathon, and I think I gave this one 5 out of 5 stars too.
The next book I read in July is Ignite Me by Tahira Mafi, which is the last book in the Shatter Me trilogy. I read this trilogy really quick for me, and I think it's because there's just such fun books. Like, I know they're really, really flawed in so many ways. The writing style annoys me, the main character annoys me, but they're just fun. They're just really nice and quick to read, and I didn't want to love Warner, but I do. I really do. I love him that much that I bought the Unite Me novellas just because I need more Warner. I had a dream about him and everything. It's quite bad because I love him. And that's why I really enjoyed this book, was basically because of him. I think I preferred Unravel Me, in a way, the second book, but this was still really good. Slightly anticlimactic ending, but overall it was still just really, really enjoyable. I think I gave it 4 stars, and yeah, I would recommend this trilogy if you just want something just fun and quick.
And the last book that I read in July, I'm so proud of this July, was Grasshopper Jungle by Andrew Smith. This book was just so damn weird and vulgar, and if you don't like swear words and sex, then do not read this book, or bugs, because there's a lot of bugs that like to do both of them things a lot, all the time. It's really weird, really creepy, but I love the characters so much. Austin and Robbie, I ship them. Read it. Read Grasshopper Jungle.
The last book I finished in July was Selected Poems by Simon Armitage. This was another one I picked up during the Cramathon but didn't quite finish. It was really nice. Simon Armitage is my favourite poet. He's just very easy to read. His poems are very accessible, but then also have a nice deeper meaning. There's obviously some I didn't really like. Some of the really long ones where I was just went over my head, I sort of skim read a bit. But some of them were really, really great. I couldn't really give this book more than 3 stars because I don't think poems are really meant to be read back to back. I much prefer to sit down with it and analyse it. But it was still just really fun to read some poetry and kind of get back into the more deeper meaning kind of literature, ready for some uni reading next month. So yeah, this was great and enjoyable. And the book I'm currently reading in this end of July, start of August time is Aerifier by Sarah J Maas. I'm nearly halfway through it and I must admit I'm not really enjoying it. I mentioned before I don't really like book series and I can't read them one after the other, so the fact that I'm trying to do this to get all caught up for Queen of Shadows, it's not really working for me. I'm not in a fantasy mood as much anymore. It's not the book's fault, I'm just not feeling it right now, but I don't want to put it down when I've got such a big chunk into it, so I'm hopefully gonna get more into this soon and finish it off before the booktubeathon. But yeah, I thought I'd let you know that this is also in progress in July.
So that was our July wrap up. We did severely well. My arms are aching. This was such a good month. I'm so proud of myself. Look at this.
So many pages were read this month, and hopefully August and September will be as good before we get back into uni and have other reading priorities.
So let us know what you read in July. We'd love to know what you think of them, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye!